Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Our Vision Farm. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the farm today and show you guys all the updates and how all the animals are doing in our gardens, everything that we have been working on. These are the little quails that we hatched not too long ago. They're already pretty much full grown size. We had 5 of them, but 2 of them ended up dying. The last 2 that had hatched, they were really small too. So not sure what went wrong there, but these 3 have been doing great. They're almost ready to go ahead and put with the adult quails. So that is that. We have baby turkeys inside right now, 5 of them. They're still in the brooder with the heat lamp, so those are not ready to come out yet. Up here in the front of the property, we still have our little laying hens that we kept. We have 1 rooster and the 3 female chickens. We're just using this little Amazon pen to move them around to fresh grass. All 3 of them are laying eggs for us, so that has been feeding our family. I'm very happy that I did decide on keeping them. Then if we ever want more of those, they're just mixed flocks. We can always hatch some more babies, but right now we're good with just the 3. We have the first set of meat chickens we had ordered. Those are outside enjoying the grass, getting really big. I think they have about 5 more weeks to go before they are processing age. So we have them in this hoop house number 1. Our turkeys are doing great. We're using this pen to keep them in, and we're also moving them around. They're laying eggs. All 5 of them are laying eggs. We had 6, but we sold 1 turkey hen. We sold it to another farm that was looking for a hen for their tom. So we sold her, and she's been laying eggs for them too. So I gotta put these away. But as you can see, this is where we had them before we moved them today. They get that cleared out like that in about 2 or 3 days. So right now they're on a fresh little plot of grass. So they do the same thing that the chickens do. They scratch and dig through the dirt for bugs. They eat the grass. They actually prefer eating grass than compared to the food. When we move them to a new fresh spot like that, you can see they're grazing on grass right now, and they still have some food left in their bucket. They spilled some of it. So then our second set, let's walk to the other hoop house. So our second set of meat chicks are outside. We just moved them in here yesterday. Our indoor brooder was getting a little too overcrowded with the turkeys and the meat chickens. So we went ahead. It's warm enough here in Florida that they're okay outside. But these are the Cornish Cross, the second batch that we had ordered, and then the White Plymouth Rocks are also in here, as well as the couple little chicks that we had hatched from our own eggs. So those are all in here. In the meantime, we're going to build another hoop house as well, because when these get big, it's going to be way too overcrowded. So we're going to build another 1 or 2. Our goal is to get another 2 built, but we're going to start with 1. Wanted to show you what we did with our fruit trees too. My husband caged them off with this fencing that we found at Tractor Supply. The ones that the deers were really fond of eating, we decided to cover first. So that is the nectarine tree that the deers have eaten off of twice already, but it has kept bouncing back. I recently fertilized them, gave them a good watering, and it's looking good. It's looking filled out again. Our peach tree is doing really, really good. When he first put this cage around it, I think the tree was about right here. So it has already grown almost a foot up high. This tree is now taller than me, and I'm 5'4". So, and when we first planted them, it was pretty short. It wasn't taller than me. So that one is doing really good. We got some more fruit trees planted in our front yard orchard. The pineapple guavas are still there, doing really good. We planted a banana from a pup that came from our other tree. We planted that one in the middle. We still have 2 pink guavas, one right there and one is right next to the chicken coop. Let's see what else we planted. We planted our elderberries. We got 2 of those planted, still have 2 more to go. I'm not sure where I'm putting them yet, but ever since I got them in the ground, they're doing great too. So there's one right there. Our fig is doing awesome as well. It has really filled out. If you remember a video of this fig tree when it was winter time, there was no leaves on it at all, and look how it has filled out now. No figs on it yet, but when we purchased this tree, it did have like a dried up fig on it, so we know it should produce fruit this year. And then we added 2 more figs. We recently planted these, and these have little green figs on it. I'm hoping the squirrels do not get to them, but it has plenty of little green figs on it. We might have to cage them off too, but squirrels are a little bit harder because they're smaller, so they can fit through the squares of the fence. So that is the 3rd fig tree. 3 fig trees, a nectarine, a peach, several guavas. The loquat tree is right over here next to the turkey pen. Having the hoop houses and the birds up here is very beneficial because they're keeping down the grass when it rains. All of that fertilizer from their poop is soaking into the ground surrounding these fruit trees, so the fruit trees are getting an extra little fertilization. There's a loquat. Mulberries have really bounced up ever since we planted them. When we planted this one, it was about this high, and it has doubled in size. We caged that off because supposedly deers like mulberries too, but they haven't messed with them yet, so that's always good. And then here's the second one, also growing really fast. So that's what we have so far in the front orchard. Right now I'm fertilizing my fruit trees once a month. The nursery we bought our first fruit trees from recommended we fertilize once a month for the first 6 months, and after that you kind of taper off a little bit and fertilize them less often. So that is what we're doing, and it's been working out good. Also, when we buried the trees, we put in food scraps, things like eggshells, coffee grinds, twigs, and leaves. So all of that is also providing the tree food as it's breaking down. We got a couple banana trees here that have bounced back after the winter. There's 2 there. This big one, and it has a pup too. I have to replace that soon and bury it somewhere else. So heading into our flower garden, we planted long yard beans up this trellis. So those are doing great. We have some onions and carrots in these big pots. Our bird aviary is doing really good. All the birds are good. We had 2 open farm days so far, and the kids have definitely enjoyed entering the bird aviary and hand feeding the parakeets. That has been working out perfect. The parakeets hop right on the people, and they're able to hand feed them some millet. We had an egg on the ground. I'm not sure if the bird laid it in the ground or what happened, but it was a broken eggshell that we found on the ground. So one of our birds is laying eggs, but they haven't laid them inside the nest yet. So we have 2 nests set up on this side, and then that little coconut one, that's also supposed to be a nest for them. So hopefully soon one will become broody and lay some eggs inside the nest and hatch some babies. Flower garden is doing really good. I've been selling cut flower jars while we have a lot of blooms. Back here is our blueberry bushes, which are also full of blueberries, but they're not ripe yet. My blueberries are always late in the season. All the U-Pick farms around us are opening up for the season right now, but mine usually come a little bit later. We have some spinach here, zinnias, some green peas. Our zucchinis are about to start flowering. And just some more veggies over there. We got hundreds of papaya trees. I have to thin them out soon, but that's from a store-bought papaya that I just planted the seeds. Those are the edible elephant ears. And then our sugar cane has also started growing. I shared a video about that too, how we wanted to plant some tropical things. So those I started in pots and they've been doing good. So that day I planted the papaya seeds from the store-bought papaya, the elephant ears, and the sugar cane. Alright, let's head back to where the quails are. Mulch pile is still okay. Dirt pile is starting to run low, so we might be ordering some more of that soon. Quails are doing good. We don't have too many of them now because we processed some a while ago, so we are working on rehatching more eggs so that we can have some more quails. There's about 7 of them in here. Silkies are doing good. We have a broody silkie that has over 6 eggs under her. Actually, I think they both went broody, so you can see them in there. Actually, I lost count of how many eggs they have under them. Last time we counted was 6, but now there's 2 in there, so they're probably both working together to lay all their eggs in there. So they're gonna hatch out some babies, and we have some silky eggs in the incubator right now that are due to hatch probably in another week, as well as a bunch of baby turkeys that are gonna hatch. I have turkey eggs and silky eggs in the same incubator. So how I did that was I started the turkey eggs earlier because turkey eggs take about 2 weeks longer to hatch. So I started the turkey eggs, and then after that I popped in the silky eggs. So if it all works out good, they should all hatch around the same time. So I'll be selling all of those turkey chicks, and my daughter, since the silkies are her project, she'll be selling all her silky chicks. This garden over here next to our shed shop has been doing good. It has a lot of empty spots that we need to plant stuff in. But we have black-eyed peas here. We have yellow squash that's starting to fruit. So, and today's supposed to rain all day starting from lunchtime all the way till 10 p.m. It's supposed to be really bad storms and heavy rains. So I suspect that my squashes are really going to blow up after that, and they'll be ready for harvest soon. Have some radishes. I'm going to bring those to the market tomorrow. Today is Saturday. We were supposed to be at the farmer's market, but since the weather's supposed to be so bad later, I decided to just skip it and go tomorrow. So I found out these are not wild blackberries. That's what I thought they were. Now I forgot the name, but it's kind of in the same family. It tastes just like a blackberry, but they actually grow from the ground. So I just forgot what they were called, but they're very similar. They pop out right from the ground, which is how ours started off. They grow wild, but their flowers look just like blackberry flowers, and there's the fruit starting to ripen up. But they're growing all around here and all around the back, plus all the way back there too. That's where they first started because our neighbors has a bunch of them. So they started crawling over here, and I've been letting them because it's another free food source. It's very invasive, so my plan is just to not let it get out of here, out of this garden, and keep it contained back there too. So that way it doesn't take over our whole entire property, but I'm letting them grow because I can use those for jams and just eating just like you would eat a blackberry. Heading towards the back of the property now. We have Peanut the pig here. He is our last pig. We processed the last pig that we had from the piglets we had 2 years ago. So she's gone. We're keeping Peanut as a pet. So he's the one that's left in here. And we still have Bubba, the pink pig. And we're working on eventually finding a little girlfriend for him so we can have piglets again, because he is not fixed. He's gonna be our breeder pig. So we're just trying to find a female. Either Bubba is mixed. I forgot. I think it's Yorkshire and Duroc. So if we find a Yorkshire or a Duroc or another mix similar to him, that is what I'm looking for, so that we can breed him. Aspen. Our ram is still doing good in here. The sheep are doing good. Chloe, the black sheep, she will be due very soon. She's ready to pop any day now. Her milk bag is full. Cookie, I guess, never got pregnant, the white one. So we're going to have to introduce her with him again to see if she'll get pregnant, because this will be the second time in a row that she did not get pregnant. But if you can see Chloe, I gotta let him. I'll try to zoom into her so you can see. They ran away from me. So I'm hoping to catch that on video so you guys can see another lambing. We did catch it on video 1 year before, if you go a couple years back to our videos. And you can see Chloe specifically giving birth to 2 lambs. So you can see how full her bag is, which means she's almost ready. So that is that. That's exciting. Here is our back garden. Gotta pick some weeds in here, but we have sunflowers very close to blooming soon. In the back we have collards planted and the dinosaur kale. So you can see those rows back there. And we also have tomatoes. We have 2 rows of tomatoes. It's these, that row, this row, and then we have some more of the long yard beans planted against the fence. Here is our, I guess, newest project. We're trying to fill up this space here with potted plants, so like a full potted garden. The idea is to get all this filled up, but I have to find some more pots. We're running low. So I'm going to plant them just like this, about 2 or 3 pots wide. We're going to leave a walking space and then start a whole another row and just keep going until this whole little plot is full. And we put a fence here so that the sheep can't get in there. But so far we have parsley, cilantro, lots of peppers. There's some garlic planted down here. And then we're going to start a bunch of pots from seedlings. We're going to plant seeds straight into the pot and put them in here. And we have a sprinkler that waters this whole half. So our garden will pretty much be doubled in width because we're going to be utilizing all that space. We have this whole garden, which still has plenty of space to plant in. And then eventually I want to bring out this garden. As you can see here, we originally put a fence around here and put the pig in here to start rooting. And he got all this done, but our cow, he kept getting out, so we had to use the panels to enclose him. So his butcher date is April 2nd, well, April 18th, so 2 more weeks. When he's gone, we'll be able to use those panels to redo this again. So we're gonna enclose a little area here. The pig will root it up, and then we can use this. We'll have to amend the soil, and we'll be able to plant this whole section so that this specific garden will be doubled. We're gonna remove the fence that's on there now, buy some more fence, and just extend it out. So that'll be double the size, plus we got the potted side over there. So we're gonna have a lot of extra garden space. Now let's go back to Buddy over here, the troublemaker. His original butcher date was gonna be end of May, but he keeps finding ways out of the fence. Not sure why, because he has the whole backyard to himself, but he keeps jumping out and ruining parts of the fence. He can't get out where the panels are, but there's areas over there where we don't have the panels because we ran out, and he keeps jumping those areas. So we called the slaughterhouse, and luckily they had somebody that did not confirm their butcher date, so they canceled them and gave us their new butcher date, which is April 18. So he has 2 weeks left with us. We're trying to fatten him up. He is a milk breed cow or steer, so he won't get as fat as a meat steer would. But you can see he still has a little bit of hip bone showing. So we're trying to fill him out and feed him extra. He has hay, and he's getting fed 3 times a week. I mean 3 times a day. And I had somebody tell me if you feed them pig grower and finisher, it helps fatten them up in those last few weeks as well. So we're putting some of that in his food. We'll see what happens. Gonna miss having a cow, but it's a lot of hard work, especially when they get this big and they keep trying to jump out of the fence. I think he's just trying to be with the sheep. He grew up with the sheep, but he got a little too big and dangerous, and he wants all the food to himself, so we had to separate them for the safety of the sheep so they don't get hurt. So yeah, he's gonna be processed in 2 weeks. The first cow that we ever did when we first moved here, we did ourselves, but he was a lot smaller. So we felt like we didn't want to do that again, especially with this size. So that's why we're paying a butcher. This is the first time using a butcher. We usually do our own lamb and our own pigs, but we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be worth the investment of paying someone, and we'll have it all packaged up, ready to go to the freezer. And I'm taking at least a 2-year break. Maybe 1 year. We'll see how I feel. But I'm picturing maybe a 1.5 to 2 year break from cows. We're going to be splitting up our backyard so that the sheep can rotational graze, so we can try that out with them. So we need the space without the cows for a while, so we can do that. And then before we get cows again, we'll definitely do a whole fence in those hog panels so that we know they're not getting out. And next time we do cows, we're also going to get at least 2, because I think that's a problem. The cow gets lonely. They're herd animals, so they're supposed to have more than one. So next time we'll get 2. Hopefully that'll keep him inside the fence. Take a break from cows, definitely stick to the sheep and the pigs. And all the things we have going on in the front of the farm, the chickens, all the poultry, that's keeping us pretty busy as well. I'm also going to enjoy not having the feed bill for the cow, because you saw back there, there's not too much grass, there's not too much forage, so we're spending a lot on hay and feed for him. So that's going to give us a nice little break in feed costs, and we could put that money towards something else. It definitely gives us more money allowance to expand on our food growing, which helps feed us as a family, helps us make more money from the farm because we can sell the produce, and we can also feed the animals with it, which cuts down feed costs even more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this full farm update, our gardens and all our animals. We're very excited. We are officially doing this full time. We're about like two or 3 weeks in already that my husband quit his job to work with me and expanded our small business and doing more things on the farm. So far so good. Hopefully we can continue to do this. That's why we are really working on growing more food so that we can be able to provide for the community more and provide for our family more. Cuts down on our grocery bill and the feed bills for the animal. And we can make some extra income from our farm. We have a very busy April ahead. I have events and markets all like every single weekend this month, and even some Fridays. And some days me and hubby are splitting up. He's going to be at one location, I'm going to be in another. So we have a very fun and packed April. So we're working very hard to make this self-employed thing work. And then we just have to continue from there. Find a bunch of events and things to do for May and all through the summer. But anyway, this is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. We have some viewers that always give us reminders that we haven't posted an update in a while. So I wanted to make sure I made an update for you guys to show you everything that's been going on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.